so much for being here at the Wells Wealth of Knowledge. I appreciate you. I love you. God loves you. He appreciates you. You're worthy. Your life is worth living. So let's get into this topic today. Marriage, y'all. Marriage is never easy, man. I don't care what nobody lie to you and say. Marriage is never easy. Marriage is work. It's work to get her and it's work to keep her. It's work in marriage, okay? And I jotted down 5 tips today that I want to share that I have learned that have helped me and my marriage along the way. Bias LLC, welcome on in, sis. Sick this morning and I lost it already. It's gone already, that quick. Like I found it this morning, lost it this morning. Like, how does that happen? But I got this that the baby gave me. Mommy Visions, good morning. Welcome on in. Boom. Marriage, y'all. Marriage. So these are things that I found to help me. Now, to each his own. I'm going to put a disclaimer up. This is not for the perfect marriage. This is not for everybody. What works for me might not work for you, but it may. You know, it's always good to get different perspective in a situation like marriage. Because listen, everybody's marriage is different. And I know you can't take no advice from somebody that's not married. And oftentimes people do take advice from people that are not married. How do you take advice from somebody who's never been married? Somebody who knows nothing about what it is to get and sustain a marriage. They don't know. They single. They never been married. They don't know. So you can't seek out advice from people that don't know. You have to have experienced it to have some advice on it. Okay? So, here's my advice today. For marriage. I don't even know what I did the title of the video. How to have a healthy marriage. 5 tips to keep your marriage from falling apart in hard times. These are tips that have worked for my marriage, okay? And I didn't just discover these tips. I didn't research these tips. I went through the storm in order to obtain these strategies for my marriage. So, letting go of fear. That's number 1 for me. I feel like a lot of times, even in a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, we go into relationships with our past fears. Exactly. That's why I stay out married people's problems, because I've never been married to. And you know what's crazy is some people will try to I don't know why some people will sit up there and try to give you advice on your marriage and they never been married. Like, sis. Honestly, I don't even really affiliate with too many single friends because they don't have what I have to lose. You feel me? They don't have nobody waiting for them at home. So they might get me to make decisions that I can't even make, or sacrifices I can't even make. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't ask them of them same sacrifices. Like, no, I can't ask. You know, I can ask you. No, I can ask you to do it. This is what I mean. I can ask you to do it, and you could do it because you don't have a husband at home. But you're going to ask me to do it because you don't realize that I have a husband at home and what I got to lose. No, we ain't going to do that. So, these are tips that I've learned, y'all. Tip number 1, letting go of fear. A lot of times we go into relationships with past fear, and we oftentimes don't trust the person we're with because we think that that person is going to hurt us like we've been hurt in the past. Let go of them fears. If you got somebody that's by your side, treating you right, sticking it out with you, for better or for worse, honor that. Cherish that. Let that manifest. Think good thoughts about that marriage, because what we think is what we are. So if you think your marriage is negative, then it's going to be negative. So that's tip number 1. Number 2 is listening to one another more than you speak. If you can learn to listen more than you speak, you'll get so far in your marriage. It's something I'm still working on, but I feel like it's very important. Good morning, Jess. How are you? Thank you for being here. I'm phenomenal. How are you, sis? So, Being able to listen more. Hey, you knew more than you can talk. If you spending so much time in the marriage talking, then you're never listening to your partner, or you're not listening enough. And in order to understand, which brings me to my next one, is you have to listen. If you're not listening, you have nothing to understand. So, number 3, understanding. You have to be able to understand your partner. You have to be able to understand what pisses them off, what turns them on, what makes them the happiest man or woman on this earth, what buttons to push and what buttons to leave alone. And these are things that take time. You don't learn these things overnight. You need time with your partner to learn what not to say to set them off, or what not to do to set them off, or what to really set them into the mood and make them crazy about you. You know what I'm saying? So, number 4, a strong will not to give up. You have to be 2 people willing to never give up, no matter what. No matter what obstacles you face, what hardship you face, what bad times you face. I don't care what you're going through, unless your man is beating you or cheating on you. You need to stay and work it out. Everything else can be worked out. I was always that friend telling people, work it out. If it ain't no cheating going on and if ain't no beating going on, stay and work it out. Nobody's telling you to stay in domestic violence. Domestic violence is something you should never stay in, ever. I don't care how much a person tells you they love you. A person that loves you ain't gonna hurt you. Not a strong will. God, faith, believing that he put you to. Am I back? Am I back? I think I left off on patience. I think the last one was patience, y'all. You have to have patience with your partner.